does not apply? Is that true?
It's my understanding, and keep in mind, I'm not a lawyer, but it's my understanding that eminent domain can only be used for what would be considered projects that are in the best interest of the public.
Yes.
Right, the American public. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And eminent domain is not given just because Dominion asked for eminent domain don't mean they're going to give it.
Right.
There's a court process there. It usually takes around 2 years, and we're in West Virginia. It can take longer than that. I mean, our court systems are bought and paid for, unfortunately. But eminent domain is scary. It's a scary tactic that they can use. And they say it because it does. It scares you. It makes you very uneasy and very angry when someone threatens to take your property away from you. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I'm sorry.
No,
I think these things are not going to interrupt you.
No
But a
problem.
lot of people have already signed in Lewis County because of eminent domain, especially elderly people.
Right, and that's why it's used. It's often why it's used. If someone would come up to me and say, well, you can make a deal with me or we're just going to take it eminent domain. If I didn't know what I know, I would probably say, well, I'm going to lose no matter what, so I may as well lose as little as possible. But the gas industry has used this across the country. Colorado has been just inundated with eminent domain, we'll say forced contracts by using eminent domain. And it's not a given. Just keep that in mind. It's just when they threaten eminent domain, just look at them and say, okay, I'll see you in court. And it has to be for public use.
As I understand it too, it has to go through the FERC process. It has to be approved. The pathway of the pipeline has to be approved before they can even...
In West Virginia,
Yes.
in Virginia it's different apparently.
Well, in
But
West
they can
Virginia...
go in and survey on your land now in Virginia without
That's right.
FERC approval for the
And
project.
they can't hear.
Really?
And they can't hear
They
it.
can't hear.
And that's
I've
not
got a flyer
considered
on that.
trespassing? If someone comes onto my land and
Not
I don't
Virginia.
want them there, really?
Yeah, you don't have to let them on here in this state.
But,
Well, that's, yeah.
but eminent domain can't take place till after it's all approved by FERC anyway.
And it also has to go through a court
Yeah,
process.
the actual taking of the land, but
Right.
surveying, in Virginia, they have the right to
You're right, they
to
do.
go on your
I
property
couldn't-
without your permission.
I couldn't believe that.
Jim?
They can.
I think that's the Wagner Act. Is that right?
What was that, Wagner?
Yes. And that is for utilities. It's not for nondescript activities. It is for utilities, electric and gas utilities.
Okay.
And that would be considered public use, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's why they can do it in Virginia.
Well, actually in Virginia, as we learned the other day, there are many people who have denied access, and Dominion is actually suing to gain access, but without any approvals and without anything else, it seems very uncertain that they would ever be given permission to go on the land until they have all the other approvals.
Well, I know myself, if I trespass on the coal company's property, they send me
Same way with
to
oil and
jail.
gas.
Yeah.
You can't go on
And
the track sites.
I do, so it's no secret. I have been arrested for trespassing on their property. And I've been threatened to be arrested. And it's amazing the difference. The cops will come up and protect the industry's property. But when the industry came down and cut a 500-year-old cherry tree off of my property, they didn't care. And the industry, our politicians have given industry the upper hand in the state. And it's a bipartisan issue. It's not Republican, it's not Democratic, it's all of them. They're not representing us fair. We're good people. West Virginians are good people. And our politicians are not doing us justice. And as a state, it's time we get out of our seat.